Hello YouTube, in this tutorial let's create a seamless texture. I download this wood texture from a free website. Now, to create the seamless texture, the lighting is really important. It needs to be uniform around the entire picture. Let's check the values of this texture. First, create a new layer. Selected painted white. Change the blending mode to color, and now we can see there is a spot of light in the bottom right and it needs to be fixed. So to fix that, create a new layer, change the blending mode to multiplied. Using a soft brush with the brown color, let's start painting over the bright parts until the color of the entire texture looks uniform. Now it looks a little bit better. Checking. Yeah, it looks better. Now we can merge these two layers. With the selection tool, let's copy the bottom part. But first, we need to erase some of the nails of the bottom. Using the copy, stamp or cloning tool and pressing Alt, we can start erasing. Let's do this for all the nails. We need to erase all the nails because this will repeat all over the textures and it will look artificial and we will see the tiling. I don't want that. Okay. Yep, finish. The last one, maybe in here too. Now with the selection tool, let's copy the bottom part, paste it. We need to go to edit, transform and flip vertical. This way we have a perfect reflection of the bottom. Okay, and we can move this to the top. Now with a soft erased, we can blend these two layers to make it, it's the wrong layer. We can start blending these two or erasing to make it look like just one texture. We can see there is a misalignment of these grooves, so let's fix that. To fix that, I'm going to use the mesh transform. In edit, mesh transform, let's create 10 divisions in the horizontal, just one division in the vertical, and let's start moving to fix the alignment. Here there is now a line, so let's make this texture a little bit longer. That way it's not going to look like if somebody stamped a part in the top. So now merge these two layers, and we need to do the same in the left. The left and the right part need to be the same, so let's copy the right part and flip vertical. Let's move it to the left. Okay, and with this soft eraser, well, a little bit smaller, let's erase until we can see a perfect match. Yep, the right and the left now are perfectly symmetrical. Let's merge these two together. With the selection tool, copy the texture and paste to avoid extra texture outside the edges. And let's create the new material. And it's important to check the tiling and name it whatever you want, like wood texture. Now we can start the second part of this tutorial. I'm going to teach you how to wrap these different shapes, like this cylinder, this cone, and this barrel. So the most important part here is to know that I need to have the different faces that shape these figures, because this will help us to wrap around the different shapes. I start creating a mask of the roughly size of these areas. So just drag the texture we created and let's change the size and maybe the position to find like the perfect texture for the shapes. The layer we create has a mask, so we need to create just a layer without any mask. For this we can merge an empty layer and the layer we create. Now that we have the texture created, we can duplicate it for each of the figures. Let's change the name to cone, cylinder, barrel, now let's take the cylinder for example, and to create this cylinder we need to edit, transform, mesh transforms. Now let's divide the number of horizontal lattices, so we need at least 8 faces and the verticals 2. So let's move this and start placing every corner in the same corner of the shape. It's not hard or anything, it's just that we need to place everything in the right position to make it as good as we can. So use the zoom, take your time, it's quite easy, but it is important to place it in a proper way. When we do that, we change the shape and the perspective of the texture to wrap the final the shape we are trying to replicate. So I'm going to do this here and here, and that's it. We have a cylinder now. Let's start with the cone now. It's the same process. we need to follow the lines on the corners with the same number of faces. In this case, in the top of the shape, the points will be closer together. Let's place the different points. It's a fast process, but it's better if you take your time and try to be as precise as you can. That way, the final shape will look a lot better. Last one in the top. Let's fix the bottom part. It's a little bit confusing because we have lines in the shapes and we have lines in the texture, but if you pay attention you can see that they are different. Yeah, that's the last one. So this is the cone shape. And now we can do the barrel. The barrel has a different way of doing it. We do the same. We go to mesh transform. Now we need to divide it not just in the 8 vertical faces, but 5 horizontal ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces horizontal. And now this will be a little bit more tedious because we need to align a lot of points, but it's going to be fast enough. So let's start placing the points here and here. It's a little bit confusing because of the other lines. I choose the wrong texture for this one. I made a mistake. This needs to be here. Yep. Let's place it in the right position. It's in here. So I'm going to go fast forward because this is too tedious. But it's quite simple. Just follow the points and everything will align. Yep, this is the last part. Yep, we can put this here and this a little bit over the previous point, and this one a little bit over the previous point, and that's it. We have the 3 shapes ready. So to make it more believable, we need to start shading the shapes to create the volumes. I'm going to merge the 3. That way I will shape just one. I will shade it in one. So in a new layer, we can put it, change the blending mode to multiply, and choose a dark brown. And with a soft brush, start place it out. We need to check this clip to layer below, and now the shadows will not go outside of the shapes we have. So we need to create all the dark parts maybe with a darker color, we can start darkening the shadow parts of these shapes, here and here, here. Yep, remember to use a soft brush. Now we can create a new layer. This will be the light parts, and we change the blending mode to color dodge, and we can use a lighter color, maybe this one, and start creating the light parts of these shapes. And how you can see now that the shapes has a little bit more volume. We can adjust the intensity of these new layers. You can choose whatever you want. When everything is ready, I'm going to group it together, and we can see this is a different texture and the new one, and how you see it's quite easy to achieve. Thank you for staying until the end of this tutorial. I hope you learned something from it, and bye.